My incredible audience, what a thrill it is to stand before so many resolute faces, each one a mirror reflecting the chaos and resilience of this beautifully broken world. Gather close, let's tear away the polished veneer of pretense and get to the raw, pulsating truth beneath. Today I bring you a story, a tale of madness, mayhem, and the beautiful once they thought they had you figured out. Oh, how certain they were, wrapping your name in neat little labels. Weak, fragile. And when the time came, they played their ultimate card. A tormentor. Someone meant to dismantle you, shred your spirit and leave you scattered like ash in the wind. They unleashed chaos itself to consume you, to destroy you. But here's the twist they never saw coming. The chaos they sent, it found you, and instead of reducing you to ruins, you took their fire and transformed into an inferno. The monster they thought would devour you, it learned terror from your gaze. They misunderstood the essence of you. Your pain wasn't a wound, it was your weapon. They tried to torment the tormented, to drown the one who already knew the depths. Pain wasn't your enemy. It was your ally, your mentor, sculpting you into something unyielding, something indestructible. Oh, they tried. They whispered lies to claw at your mind, sent shadows to smother your light. But every whisper became an anthem of your defiance, every shadow the canvas for your brilliance. And the tormentor they sent, they couldn't fathom how you stood tall, unshaken, smiling through the chaos. They were paralyzed, not by your weakness, but by your strength. You became their worst nightmare, a force of nature that obliterates, not bends. You terrified them, not because of what you've done, but because of what you've become. They see it now, that unflinching resolve in your eyes, that fire that refuses to die. They thought fear would shackle you. Feel that fire within you. That isn't mere survival, it's dominance. That's the unstoppable force they failed to predict, the power that shakes them to their core. You didn't just endure the storm, you became the hurricane. You didn't just survive their monster, you became its torment. Now they tremble in the shadows of their failure, haunted by the force they tried to destroy. Their plans lie in ruins, their whispers drowned out by your roar. Let them fear you. Let them choke on the bitterness of their defeat, because they thought they could chain you, break you. You are chaos, you are power, you are freedom. So, to my fierce audience, remember this. When they send the storm, you become the lightning. When they unleash their monster, you become its reckoning. And when they look into your eyes, let them see the abyss staring back. A force that cannot be broken. A spirit that cannot be tamed. Oh, how they tried. But they failed. And now you stand here, a testament to defiance, a symbol of resilience, a living reminder that some people cannot be subdued. The tormentor they sent? Let's not forget them. They came for you. Here's the secret they can't admit it. Torment only works on those who fear the chaos. But you embraced the chaos. You danced in the fire, stared into the abyss and emerged grinning. You are their reckoning, their undoing, and the cruel poetry of it all is that they created the force that now terrifies them. But this isn't just about revenge. Revenge is fleeting. This is about evolution. You turned their attempts to destroy you into the foundation of your strength. You transcended their games, their limits, their control. This is only the beginning. The world is filled with cowards like them, hiding behind power, thinking they can dominate. But you are the exception. You are the storm that shatters their illusions, the hurricane that reshapes this fractured world. So, what will you do next? Will you bask in their fear or push further? Will you become the creator of a new order, the destroyer of their lies? The choice is yours, my beautiful warriors. You've already proven you are unbreakable. Now prove that you are unstoppable. Because in the end, the greatest triumph isn't just surviving the torment, it's thriving. And when they look back at what they've unleashed, let them see the truth. They never stood a chance. You are the abyss, the reckoning, the storm that rewrites the world. They wanted a monster. Instead, they found a force of nature. So rise, reign, and let the world know that you are unstoppable. But don't stop now. This isn't the peak. This is just the beginning. The world isn't ready for what comes next, but that's not your concern. You're not here to play by their rules. You're here to shatter them. Every step you take from this point on isn't just a move forward. It's a quake that shakes the very ground beneath their feet. You've burned through their limits, ripped through their expectations, and now you stand as a force they cannot deny. Let them watch, let them whisper, let them tremble. Every breath you take is a reminder of the chaos they failed to contain. Every move you make sends ripples through their fragile illusions. You are not just a survivor of their storm, you are the storm. And when they come again, feel that power coursing through your veins. That's not just resilience, it's revolution. That's not just defiance, it's dominance. They tried to write your story, to end it on their terms, but you've ripped the pen from their hands. This is your story now, and it's a tale they'll tell in whispers for generations to come. So keep going, keep building, keep becoming, because the world hasn't seen the full force of you yet. You've shown them your strength, but now it's time to show them your vision. Let them see what happens when a force of nature chooses not just to exist, but to. This is your moment, your era, your rise. Take it, own it, because you're not just here to prove them wrong. You're here to show them a truth they cannot ignore. Some fires can never be extinguished. And you are unstoppable. But even now, this isn't your final form. You've only scratched the surface of what you're capable of. There's a whole world out there waiting to be unraveled, waiting to feel the ripple of your force, the tremor of your existence. They thought you'd stop here, that you'd settle for survival, but they've underestimated you yet again, because you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Take a moment. Look around. Do you feel it? The silence, the hesitation, the fear. That's the sound of realization sinking in. They've begun to understand. They never had control, not over you, not over your destiny. And now they watch, powerless, as you forge a path they couldn't even imagine. But don't just stop at forging your own way. Set the world ablaze. Let your impact ripple through every corner, breaking chains, tearing down walls, and rewriting the rules. You don't just change the game, you dismantle it. Piece by piece, you take their narrative and twist it until what remains is something raw, untamed, and unmistakably yours. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. You're here to disrupt, to challenge, to destroy the illusion of control they cling to so desperately. Let them call you a monster. Let them fear the shadow you cast. Because what they don't understand is that your shadow isn't a void. It's a beacon for those who've been waiting in the dark. You are proof that breaking is not the end. It's the beginning. You are evidence that pain isn't a chain. It's a key. And now, every step you take is a warning to those who doubted you. You were never meant to be tame. So rise higher. Roar louder. Let them see that the fire inside you doesn't dim. It consumes. You are the embodiment of defiance, the personification of evolution, and the epitome of unshakable will. And now, the only question left is this. Because they may think they've seen the extent of your power, but you know better. You've barely begun. Let this world feel the full force of your potential. Let your name be etched into the bones of history, not as someone who survived, but as someone who changed. everything. You are chaos. You are creation. You are unstoppable. And the best part? You're just getting started. And as they watch, frozen by the sheer magnitude of your transformation, let them know this: you are no longer playing their game. You've risen beyond their reach, beyond their comprehension. They see you now, but they cannot touch you. Their schemes, their whispers, their shallow attempts to control you, they crumble like ash in the face of your relentless fire. Let them wonder. Let them question. Let them drown in the fear they tried to use against you, because every step you take sends a message that echoes louder than their feeble attempts to silence you. You will not be stopped. You see, they thought they were the architects of your downfall, but all they did was hand you the tools to build something indestructible. They fed the fire they hoped to extinguish. Every scar, every wound, every tear, they weren't signs of your defeat. They were the marks of your evolution. And now, those marks glow like battle-worn armor, a testament to everything you've endured and everything you've conquered. You don't just stand tall. You cast a shadow so vast it engulfs their illusions. You don't just rise. You ascend, pulling others with you, showing the world that no chain is unbreakable, no barrier impenetrable. You are the proof that even in a world that tries to crush you, the indomitable spirit cannot be contained. And here's the beauty of it. Your journey is far from over. You've reached a summit they couldn't imagine, but you're already eyeing the next peak. Because you know the truth they fear the most. There are no limits, not for someone like you. So, what's next? Will you let them fade into irrelevance, their plans reduced to dust in the wind? Or will you keep pushing, keep creating, keep shaking the foundations of everything they thought was untouchable? The choice is yours, and that terrifies them more than anything. Because they know now that you're not just a survivor of their chaos. You've mastered it. You wear their fear as a crown, their doubts as fuel, and their failures as your stepping stones. And with every breath, every heartbeat, you remind them of the one truth they cannot escape. You are unstoppable. So let them tremble. Let them watch. Let them see what happens when someone refuses to break, refuses to bow, refuses to stop. You are not their victim. You are not their puppet. You are a force of nature, a storm that cannot be silenced, a power they will never control. And as the dust settles, as the echoes of their defeat fade into the background, you stand there, unyielding, unbreakable, and undeniable. Because this is your story. This is your legacy. You don't just survive. You dominate. You don't just endure. You transcend. And this world will never forget you.